Hi Cancer, welcome to your reading with Molly the Starkid at Starkidignited. This reading is for Cancer season, so happy birthday. If you're a Cancer rising or a Cancer moon, happy, yeah, still a happy birthday for you. Okay, Cancer, so we're going to jump into your reading, then which is part one. Then we're going to jump to part two over on Patreon, which will be a more in detail reading of your love, money, and career. But for now, we're just going to ask Spirit what are the most important messages for Cancer, what is going on with Cancer right now. And just tapping into that infinite wisdom of your higher self, Cancer. And, like there's only so much that our physical eyes can see and sense. We can only see so far ahead of us. But when we tap into that larger part of ourselves, that collective energy, that unity, it's able to give us insight and give us little cheat codes on how to best evolve and get to that best version of ourselves. Now, it doesn't mean that we can avoid all pain in our lives. That's not the point of a spiritual path, but it just allows us to know that, to feel at peace and to feel encouraged and loved. And assisted on our journey. And, it's a feeling that we're not just here by ourselves wandering around, being punished. It's that, we're so valuable, we're so unique, we're so sacred. It's that feeling of when you walk into a room and people recognize you and they know every all the achievements you've had and done, and they understand why you made certain decisions, that kind of feeling. Okay, Cancer. So anyway, I'll stop talking. Let's jump into your reading. So we're going to get a card of what's just been going on for you at this time and get into a bit more detail. So, Spirit, what is happening for Cancer? All right. All right, Cancer. So the first two cards that we get for you today are Honor the Masculine and Transparency. So there may have been situations coming up around masculine energy, around really honoring the part of ourselves that is masculine. So the masculine energy is energy that takes action, that puts things out, that achieves things, whereas the feminine energy attracts and it receives. So you may be a male Cancer yourself and be feeling that you're really wanting to honor your masculine, that you're really wanting to feel, important and seen for the things that you do, the work that you do, and potentially also recognizing that in others, honoring the parts of them that are that divine masculine, and trying not to, stereotype or just get into avoiding stereotyping masculine energy into just one big group and starting to really respect the individuality of how different people use their masculine energy, and seeing the importance, the vitality, the vitalness of masculine energy, that although some people do distort it and they don't use it in a way that is honorable, that doesn't mean that masculine energy itself is bad. It just means that that person does not have a good balance and relationship of their feminine and masculine energies, and feels like they need to maybe take things from other people or get one over on someone. But it looks like, at this time you're really feeling there might be a special man in your life. There might be, you may be doing things more with other men. So if you are a man, then maybe doing a social group or cause, a team sport, something where you're really allowing that masculine energy to have an outlet, to have to make space for it instead of pushing it down and, disidentifying with it, really giving it space to be and to explore that side of yourself. Okay, and then we also have transparency. So honest, authentic, genuine, and present. All right, so you may be actually looking at yourself in a more transparent way of places where you may have dishonored masculine energy in your life, whether it was like to a male or a female. You know, like maybe getting looking down on someone or judging someone for going and taking action after something. The transparency card here is just showing that you're trying to, this is a time period where you're being really encouraged to be more honest and authentic with yourself, to look at this balance in yourself, to look at how masculine energy shows up in your life, and to be transparent with yourself. You know, you might want to make a list of pros and cons or things that you really respect and appreciate about masculine energy, and then also things that you tend to dislike or want to change, and really look at those things as well. Okay, so let's get some more information. So what is this Honor the Masculine card about? Family. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's big. All right. And then could you get one card about transparency? Okay. Cool. So for Honor the Masculine, we get family, seahorse. So it actually might be a pattern in your family history, sorry, where masculine energy is not honored. Potentially, like, you know, you could have had a single mom. You could have had a situation in your family where the male was meant to be the protector, the provider, and they did not honor their duties, or they did not show up for the family in ways that were needed, which created a really distorted view of masculine energy and of what men are capable of potentially. Whereas, yeah, right now you're really being encouraged to, for example, like, to honor this part of yourself and to recognize maybe even in yourself, like, you know, like if we have a father that doesn't show up for us, or that leaves when we're little, or things like that, oftentimes it's the mother that then has to take on more masculine energy. They have to do both roles. But what that also teaches us is that we have both those energies in ourselves from very young. We probably get used to doing things for ourselves because our father, or who society normally expects, like, you know, it could even be a same-sex relationship where just one's being more one party is more masculine, one's more feminine, but showing that, yeah, we have both of those energies inside us. And that, for example, Cancer, I'm sure that a dream of yours in this life is to have a wonderful family, is to feel provided for, is to feel protected by a masculine energy, or to embody that energy yourself. And reevaluating how masculine energy was either honored or dishonored in your family dynamic is going to really help you this month. It's something that's going to be reflected to you in other situations. It's going to come up. And the next card that we have with transparency is healing. So a big healing coming through as you begin to put more time, effort, and work into really knowing yourself, being more honest with yourself, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and soft with your own self, and to really understand these different dynamics for yourself. You may also be wanting to retreat to like a body of water, or somewhere where you can just lay down and feel the weightlessness of your body. So that might be through swimming, it may be through meditating. You could go lie on the grass, like doing healing activities, or activities where you're really able to calm that central nervous system, where you don't feel anxious. Or even if you do feel anxious, you're tending to yourself and putting some love and care back into nourishing your soul and nourishing yourself. Makes perfect sense for Cancer season, because, you know, Cancer's ruled by the moon. It's all about our emotions, our instincts, the ways that we feel nurtured in this world, and the way that we nurture other people. So you might also be needing some of that nurturing yourself, Cancer, but to really do that in an honest way with yourself. Like maybe you're you know, I'll try and think of an example. My mind just went blank. You know, nurturing what it is that's really important to you about yourself. So, for example, like you might be a very caring, compassionate, friendly person. You love giving advice, all of these things. But to really get some nurturing yourself and to heal, you actually need to be able to give that energy back to yourself instead of giving it out. So, yeah, being really transparent with yourself about what you need, and if you're able to, you know, get those needs met from other people, even better. But if not, being honest with yourself and just going into this really internal place of healing, because it looks like that is what's been most encouraged of you this next 30 days. Okay. Spirit, can you tell me anything about honor the masculine and family for Cancer? Yeah. Yes, yeah. So Cancer, and I think this is important that it's coming up, because I can see in your future that like you want that masculine energy to be really honored in your life. You want to feel like, you know, you're proud. Sorry about that, Cancer. We got cut out. Yeah, but you want to feel proud of your masculine energy. You want to feel like, you know, masculine energy is honored, and that you can work together with it in a team to create stability, to create a lasting foundation and something worth celebrating in your future that that will stand the test of time, that will have a firm foundation, that's not going to just break down. You know, like I can sense here, yeah, you don't want to invest in something just for it to fail. You're really trying to deeply investigate and look at the dynamics of family, the dynamics of your own family, and that masculine energy within it, and where its place is to create this foundation. And I can see here that there's been a lot of review of the past, potentially of like really thinking about how you felt in your family when you were younger, the kind of judgments and impressions that you got about, you know, the way that relationships work, the way that families work, the kind of love that families give and receive, all these kind of things. Because what I can see here is that your intuition has been really speaking to you. It's been showing you behind the veil and trying to get you to realize that you're not going to be able to do things in the way that it was done. You know, the more the structures it be, the more like the Hierophant can like represent like set religion and organizations, and like, you know, just because obviously like when the tarot was created, the church was more in line with the government. So we can see here that, you know, those rules and regulations and the old instructions of how like a family should be and how things should be done is not going to work here. There's something that your intuition has been telling you to do differently. Okay, now let's just get some more information on the transparency and healing. So what's going on, Spirit? Okay, yeah. Cancer, I think you're feeling absolutely exhausted. You're feeling just, you know, defeated at the moment by life. And that's why Spirit is trying to make clear to you that, you know, you haven't been being transparent with yourself. You haven't really been tapping into what it is that actually you care about, you know. And don't put pressure on yourself if you don't know straight away. But I get the feeling with this that, you know, there's all these beliefs, there's all these ideas, there's all these judgments of other people that are just weighing you down, Cancer, that have just been, you know, just like playing in repeat in your mind over and over and over again. And it's led you to like really lose the sense of who you are. And you may have also been really falling into some negative behavior, some what is the word? Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like there's been like self-destructive behavior, all these negative views of yourself, all this like crap that you know that your soul knows is not true about you, but that people may have said and that you may have really felt and integrated. All this negative self-judgment, all this just judgment from others and from all around you is really fueling a desire to just disconnect, to escape, to go into the more negative, to really just like feel like, like your soul doesn't exist or your heart doesn't matter, and so you're just going to do what everyone else is doing, and like do all these things that don't make you happy, but everyone else is doing it, so like why not just try? Or like just not wanting to, finding a lot of difficulty in being able to just accept yourself and love yourself, and that's why we have this healing card here. What is the advice? Yeah. Is there any other advice for Cancer? Yeah, okay. And both your advice cards for this aspect, Cancer, you get 2 major arcana. So we have the Strength card and the Hermit. So Leo and Virgo energy here. Spirit saying that you're needing to come back to a true sense of power and strength. And that power and strength is not, who you can hurt or the power you can have over someone. Sorry. But true strength is actually that inner knowing, that inner strength that comes from knowing who you are as a soul, knowing like what you stand for, what you believe in, what lights you up, because no one can take that from you. When you truly know who you are and your own inner strength and you rely on it, people can feel that, and people will react to it. They'll get intimidated by it because they can feel that. So Spirit's really encouraging you, Cancer, to stop relying on other people, to really take the time to, like to rally your strength, like really remember who the F you are, and to go on a journey by yourself, to have the inner strength to know that it is now time to put down all the distractions, all the things we do to just like stay surface level, and to really know that you have the inner strength to go within and to try and rediscover that light within you. To, it might involve learning, it might involve upskilling, it might involve even just like, because Virgo is very skilled, they're very capable of learning things and applying what they've learned, but maybe trying to focus some of that beautiful, skillful energy on something that you actually care about. So you may, and this is kind of what I was getting at before, but I got all lost in the sauce, but it's really about like, instead of doing things for other people or doing things because you feel like you should or you have to, or it's what's expected of you, or it's logical, or it's going like all these things, what does your soul actually want? And going within, like finding that hermit, the hermit energy within, where he's gone away and he's climbed mountains by himself, he's taken himself away from all the townspeople to be able to find the light, which he can then go and offer to other people. But to find that inner light, and the light of the Star card, which is just like, like spiritual insight, genius, these epiphany kind of energy. He was only able to gather that by being honest with himself, having faith and trust in himself that he can climb these mountains by himself, he can do this inner journey, and that he's going to be okay. He's going to be able to come out of it stronger and armed with that light, with that gift that he was meant to rediscover about himself. So in saying that, Cancer, it looks like you've got a lot going on this month. you know, there's definite big side of like healing for yourself, of not allowing other people to bring you down anymore, to try to be more conscious of the negative self talk that's happening. And, you know, did I create that? Do I actually believe that? Who said that to me? Why? And yeah, creating like almost like energetic boundaries in your mind of the kind of self-talk that you're going to allow that will actually help to grow you, and what you need to be done with, because it is literally just killing, like, I don't want to say killing you, but you know what I mean? It's weighing you down. It is making you feel exhausted and depleted and defeated, and you don't deserve to be that. That's not who you are. You have incredible inner strength. You know, you're able to do things that would otherwise scare other people. Like, she is opening the mouth of a lion. That would be terrifying. But when you feel like, you know, your heart and your mind and your body and your spirit, they're all aligned, they're all going after that same goal. In that kind of energy, if you were told to open the mouth of a lion, you wouldn't hesitate, because it's that complete and utter trust and knowing in self and in that inner voice. Yeah. So that's awesome. Some things that you've got to look forward to. I will just quickly read you my channel message for this month. Now, it's a bit different to last month. I've tried to keep them a bit shorter, more concise, and based on astrology as well. So, all right, so Cancer, with this month, I did get a feeling that you feel free and flirty. Money may be going really well this month. You may have opportunities to take center stage and share your opinion, which may lead to others recognizing your skill and relying on you in work or social settings. You've experienced expansion in your career, public role, or social image the last few months and all of this year, as others appreciate your determination and your strong value system. Cool. So yeah, so definitely, and that would make sense with, you know, like, one, honoring the masculine energy. We need our masculine energy to be able to take center stage. When we take that step and say, hey, look at me, here I am, that is masculine energy. The feminine energy is sitting there and letting people look at you and like knowing that, you know, I have something of value, of beauty, that other people are allowed to, you know, give to me and recognize in me and look at me. Yeah, okay, cool. So let's get some advice for you, Cancer, and then we'll jump into, oh my goodness, and then we will jump into your extended reading over on Patreon, which will go into a lot more detail about everything that's been happening. So the first card that we get, Cancer, is pull the plug on worry. Archangel Michael is present to pull the plug on worry. Just ask and it will be done. Cool. Okay. Cool. Your next card, Cancer, we have is Gold Mesh Shields Up. Archangel Michael suggests the gold mesh protection technique to bring security and harmony to your energy field. Definitely. And especially with, you know, all these outside influences affecting you. And it can even be your a past version of yourself's judgments of yourself that you no longer align with. You know, it can be hard to overcome these things. It's not just going to happen with the snap of our fingers. It takes work. It takes, you know, committing to showing up for yourself and to showing even more tenderness, compassion, and love when you feel frustrated and you just want to scream at yourself and, like, you know, you feel angry. Why can't I do this? Or why, you know, why hasn't this been healed or sorted out yet? Archangel Michael is just reminding you that, one, he is here to help, that you can ask him. First, ask that he pull the plug on worry and visualize, you know, you connected to, with a cord to this, like, wall port that says worry, and Archangel Michael coming up to you and pulling it out and saying, no, we can unplug from worry now. And maybe even visualizing a a plug that says peace or that says harmony, and plugging into that and just doing this whenever we can catch ourselves when we're spinning out in worry. When you know you've really thought about this thing 5 times, it's not getting any better overthinking it, and that you need some support in helping your brain to focus on something else, because it can be really hard being a human. Like, our brain really wants to focus on the worst case scenario and everything bad going on, but when we focus on it, we pull it towards us. So just allow Archangel Michael to help soften this energy for you. And also say to Archangel Michael, you can say this anytime that you feel, you know, like you're trying to do something and it's not working, or you just feel not in the best energy. Say to yourself quietly, Archangel Michael, shields up. Please cover me in a gold mesh shield. And what that will do is just protect you from any negative energy, any unnecessary drama, you know, judgment, bad experience, whatever it may be. It's just going to help give you another layer of protection while you carry out this really deep internal work, because it's probably going to leave you feeling a bit sensitive. You know, it's really hard to deeply look within us and, you know, be present for that, and not shy away and not, you know, fall into shame. It's hard. And like, Archangel Michael wants to assist you with this, that you don't have to do it alone, that there is many angels of loving energy that you probably have known in other lives who want to assist you and are here for you. So I think the best place to start is, just ask Archangel Michael, gold mesh shields up. Please help me feel protected today. I don't want to feel like life's taking a chunk out of me. I want to feel protected and loved, and and let his energy just like cover you and assist you in that moment or in that day. Okay. Hey, and we have 2 more cards for you, Cancer. So we have a Divine Aid card, a Nobleman. So someone is coming into your life. So I'll just read it. So Archangel Michael hands you an energetic key. This sacred key ushers in the arrival of a nobleman to assist you in your time of need. Now, this doesn't have to be a male. It can be a male or female, but I can definitely see, I can understand with this that sometimes when we've got something really good coming in, something like really aligned, it's what we've been waiting for, you know, like a beautiful partner who's going to understand us and take the time to really listen to us and love us and whatever it is that we need. For us to be able to energetically match to someone like that, oftentimes we need to do some inner work and just look at where our energy might be resistant to that if it did come in. And from what we can see here with the Honor the Masculine card, it looks like some deep internal work around honoring masculine energy and really appreciating what it is that they can do and what they have to offer you. I think that's really important for this nobleman coming in, because you need to be able to accept the help or be open to it, at least, you know, for them to be able to assist you. And so that might also be another reason why masculine energy is at the forefront of your mind, and really needing to understand it a little better, to own it in yourself a little better, to to feel in more connection with it and feel it balanced out in yourself. Okay, and then your last card of advice, Cancer, we have is Divine Guidance, Golden Tongued Wisdom. Archangel Michael hands you an energetic key, and this sacred key brings you guidance delivered incidentally by another. So this is the kind of guidance that you can get just listening to the radio. They might say something and you were thinking about something completely different, but that one word like meant something to what you were thinking. That is divine guidance. That's golden tongued wisdom. It can be just like overhearing someone at the nail salon, or overhearing someone when you're getting your hair cut, or whatever it may be, and something that they say just resonates with you. It feels powerful, and like it may lead to even more epiphanies, or further something further that you want to look into. But right now, just be really open and aware that there is a lot of divine guidance coming in for you, and it's all around you, and to keep your ears open for yeah, for any insight or just any guidance or divine love that might be, you know, trickling through in your reality in different parts. Okay, Cancer. So we're going to leave it there. I'm going to jump over to your extended now on Patreon. If this is where I leave you guys, thank you so much for being here. I love doing these readings. I love reading for you. And yeah, I'd love to see you again. I hope you have a great month. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in part 2.